I know. Before you attack me, I know I wasn't here last week. Let me explain. I have been sick for like the past month. I don't know if I had bronchitis or something. I don't know what it was, but I have not felt myself in a long time. Plus, this scratch cornea thing has been in my eyes, been really bothering me. It blurs up my vision. It makes my eyes water. You may have noticed that 2 weeks ago when I did a video. So I apologize if a few of you were missing my last week's WWE week review. So I apologize. I'll try not to happen again. But anyway, let's begin with Monday Night Raw. And it starts off with Hulk Hogan coming. He's returned. He's back from his little horrible stint in TNA. And he pretty much promotes the WWE Network, and he announces that he's the host of WrestleMania 30. We already knew that, but it's great to see Hogan back in the WWE where he belongs, and hopefully this will be his final run, because he's had some problems, but yes, he did help create WrestleMania pretty much. So it was cool to see that. It was cool to see him come back. It was pretty nice. But, and then before I continue, if you're new, I don't go over every little thing that happens on Raw and SmackDown. So if you're looking for something like that, there's other guys that do it, like Enter the Arena or Sean's View, some of those guys. But it's Saturday. I mean, SmackDown just aired yesterday. Even though the spoilers was out a couple days ago, I could do this video a couple days early, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who haven't seen it yet. So that's why I wait till Saturday. And you can just look up the rest of the show yourself if you really want to know. But I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen it. But this is just like the top 3 points of each show that I got out of and what I thought of it. So, if you're looking for something more in depth, there's other guys, but I want to put my little 2 cents in. But anyway, let's continue the show. Let's actually just skip ahead. I believe the main event was Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. I believe so. But it didn't come out to be nothing great because, the rest of the Wyatt family, the rest of the Shield got involved, and it was a big brawl and all that. So it was cool. And then Daniel Bryan, he's saying that he wants to fight Triple H at WrestleMania, even though I wish he was in the main event for the title, like all of us do. But it looks like we're going to get him and Triple H, and hopefully he does not get buried. He needs to beat Triple H. If he doesn't beat Triple H, I think I'm stop watching wrestling, because I'm tired of him burying everybody and putting over these big, muscular, steroid-taking guys over the guys that deserve it. Anyway, that was the main event, and to close out the show, we had Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out and say that, they're not going to fight anybody, even though they have this contract, so they can fight whoever they want at WrestleMania. And this is the thing that I didn't understand. It sounded like, for what I got out of it and what they made it seem, it was like a number 1 contenders match at WrestleMania, like between Brock Lesnar and whoever wants to fight him, and whoever wins is the number 1 contender. But then, soon after that, they kind of dropped that completely and just said, we're not fighting completely, we're done. And then out comes The Undertaker. He confronts him. As I predicted a couple weeks ago, Undertaker was going to come back. So, they had a good confrontation. It was pretty cool to see Undertaker come back. He has a new goatee. He kind of looks like the Ministry of Darkness version of himself. So, there's some good nostalgia there. And he pretty much sticks a pin in Lesnar's arm or hand, and then he choke slams him. So I guess it's official. Him and Brock is gonna fight at WrestleMania. Now there are rumors that this may be his last WrestleMania, but I really want to see him and Sting go at it. And then I think him and Cena would have a good match as well. So I doubt this is his last WrestleMania, but hell, you never know. We'll just have to wait and see. So, overall, I would give Raw, say, 7 out of 10 stars. I think it was decent. There were some other matches that I didn't mention, like, the Brotherhood and all that. But there were some good matches, and then there were some boring segments. But overall, I think it was one of the better Raws we've seen in a while. of course, with Hulk Hogan returning and then Undertaker, you know. So I think I deserve 7 out of 10 stars. So let's move on to SmackDown. I watched some of it yesterday, so I think I got some of it fresh in my head still. And out comes Batista. Batista, he pretty much cuts this heel promo saying that I love the business. I didn't come back to please you, yada yada yada. So I think it was a pretty good promo. I think it wasn't boring like a lot of people are. We actually got to see a full-fledged promo from Batista, something we haven't really seen since his return. And it makes sense to turn him heel because people have been booing him ever since he won the Royal Rumble. I guess because people wanted to see Daniel Bryan so bad, and it was just so obvious he was going to win. So I guess I can understand why people are booing him. So he pretty much cuts that promo, and then out comes Dolph Ziggler, and he says that you're a dinosaur. Then he drop kicks him, so later on in the night they're gonna fight. So after that it was, I believe it was Big E Langston, or Big E now, and Mark Henry versus the Real Americans in a pretty good match. Real Americans gets the win, even though Cesaro kind of botched the neutralizer a little bit, if you had noticed that. Luckily, nobody was hurt. So I think that was a good match. We'll skip ahead. Some of the promos were kind of pointless, and some of the matches, like Vince Rusev, this big steroid taking dude. Who cares? He just looks like, I don't know. He kind of looks like Roman Reigns, but like a lot bigger, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll skip ahead into the Dolph Ziggler and Batista match. It was alright, but it was nothing really special. We got to see Batista wrestle again on SmackDown. That's all that matters. So they're trying to hype him up as this big heel, and it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to turn Orton face, which I'm not sure if they can do that at this point, because everybody's just booing them both out the building. We want to see Daniel Bryan and CM Punk in the main event, but that's not going to happen. So Batista ends up getting the win with a botched Batista bomb. He can't even really do it anymore. I guess because of that back surgery, I guess he can't sit down and do like he used to. So, well, it is what it is. So we skip ahead to the main event. It was Daniel Bryan and I believe it was the Usos versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws. That was a pretty good match. Daniel Bryan ends up getting the win, which was a good way to end the show. But one thing I did notice that Orton wasn't on SmackDown. I mean, how could you have your champion not be on SmackDown? I don't know what they're doing with him, but that was rather odd, and it did stick up like a sore thumb. So, I don't know. Be interesting to see. So, overall, I think the show deserves, 6 out of 10. That's about fair. What saved it was the Batista heel promo, and the main event was pretty good. The opening contest, the first match was pretty good too, but yeah, I think we really got to hear more about Batista, which was pretty cool. But overall, yep, that's my thoughts on this week's shows. Yeah, I don't cover NXT, sorry, so it's not a real full WWE week review, but I am thinking about getting the WWE Network, but this product is just so trash right now. I don't know. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens on Raw because it's in Chicago. We all know that people are going to be chanting CM Punk. And you know how they did a couple weeks ago where they kind of cut out some of the audio so you couldn't hear the CM Punk chants. But it's going to be a disaster. If he don't come back, I'm pretty sure if he don't come back next week or if he doesn't run in at WrestleMania, then WrestleMania is going to be a disaster. The only match going for WrestleMania right now is Taker and Brock Lesnar, even though it's pretty obvious Taker is going to win. The only thing I worry about that is that I just hope Brock Lesnar doesn't hurt him. Because Brock Lesnar is a very stiff wrestler. And if you notice, every match that Brock's been in ever since he came back in 2012 has been in a no disqualification match. It's always involved in weapons and stuff. That's what I noticed. I think the CM Punk one was too. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was a street fight or something. So I'm pretty sure it'll probably be switched to like a street fight. Probably. So I just hope that Brock doesn't hurt him, even though this will be a good match. And then probably the Daniel Bryan and Triple H match will be pretty good. And I also hope they do something with the tag teams, like have like a fatal 4-way ladder TLC match. That would be really cool. Have like the New Age Outlaws versus the Usos versus Real Americans versus whoever. I think that would be cool. So there you go, guys. Feel free to leave a comment what y'all think about any of the shows. Do y'all have the WWE Network? How is it? I heard Chris Benoit is in it, which I'm very happy for because he was one of my favorite wrestlers, and that's a pretty controversial topic. I'm not going to get into my thoughts on that. One day I will, but not today. So feel free to leave a comment, like the video, share it, because I definitely want this channel to get up and going a little bit more. Maybe I'll put a gameplay video or something this week if I feel like it, because I really can't play anything. My eyes have just been so bad and my coughing. But anyway, yeah, I apologize for my absence last week, but hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all guys later.